The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
You feel that? Ah, shit.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Glenn Spillman, and you are listening to Sports Insider. And for those of you viewing us, to my left is Pasquale Sprague, and we'll be talking a little bit more about him. And for all these you viewers and listeners, Armed Radio, we are coming at you live out of Boston, Massachusetts, and it is an awesome Wednesday. And well, Boston, I'm sure you guys are a little bit cold, but we here on the West Coast are a little bit warmer than you guys, so we appreciate you guys. And so I want to explain to everybody, to our Boston listeners, as I do every single show, because I don't want you guys to think I'm retarded. So during the show, when I welcome people to the show and I'm answering questions, we actually have a few cameras in front of us, and we are being viewed, and people could ask questions and whatnot. And so all you people listening across the United States on Armed Radio and around the world, we first off want to thank you guys for tuning into Sports Insider. And Pasquale, this is your first time on Armed Radio. So let the listeners know that haven't heard about you yet and heard you on the show. Just kind of give a Reader's Digest version on who you are.
Well, I'm an avid sports nut, just like yourself. Very into golf. Third in the nation in 2012 as an amateur on the Golf Channel. Have a 2 index. Love the game. Played in a PGA event as an amateur. Very successful in baseball, wrestling. I boxed in the 2007 Golden Gloves. So, yeah, I have a pretty well-rounded sports mentality, and I couldn't be at a better place and better co-host meeting yourself.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Well, hey, first off, I want to give a shout-out to India Oven in Citrus Heights. We were there today, and they didn't have chicken tikka masala, and we wanted chicken tikka masala, and we did the buffet, and it's to my opinion, the best Indian food in town. But what they did is the person I was with, they did not eat. They're like, I don't want to eat. I came here for that. So what they did is when we were leaving, they brought us out a bag of chicken tikka masala, rice, and naan, and say, here, this is on us.
Oh, that's nice.
I thought that was awesome customer service, and I said, you know what, man? I grabbed their card. They don't know I'm doing this for them. And so I also want to give a shout-out to Shawn at Premium Auto on Auburn Boulevard. He was the cool cat today, and I like to reward cool people. So,
and then my boy Lauren Wilson over at Sprinter of Sacramento, Mercedes dealership. Go see him.
Yeah, man. So we want to say hi to you guys, and thanks for tuning in. We got Zoltan Zorzi watching. Rodney Ingerson, what's up, brother? Connor. Let's see. We got up here, we got Jacob Pendergraph. Of course, Connor over here. We got Capricorn Crunch, whatever. And then all of you people on Periscope watching. Guys, we will answer your questions all throughout the show. Now,
Please.
Tonight's topic is we're going to be talking about Tiger Woods and Ronda Rousey. So we are going to be tackling those issues. Frog says Tiger should retire. Relax. Ronda washed up, but hot, and OU sucks. Go Cowboys. Well, OU sucks. Let's talk about how many national championships they have.
Let's see.
Go Cowboys. Now, are you talking about the OSU Cowboys, as in Stillwater, Oklahoma?
True.
Because if you are, the only thing that their graduates say at their job is, would you like to supersize that? So, Sale, welcome to the show. Nate Wren, awesome. So, first question of the night. Will Tiger ever win another major?
I think he can. But like I've said before, it all depends on whether or not he, first of all, as I've said, he's the reason why I got into golf. He's an icon. He blew up the game. We all know that.
Right.
But he needs to get off the weights, get back into the feel of what a golf swing is supposed to be like. He's so dang big, he can't even twist and move. And the only way he's going to, and I'll say it again, if he kindles that lost love with Butch Harmon and gets back to what made him a great golfer, was the coach that he had, the mentality that he had. You know, it was hard when he lost his dad, that kind of thing. He kind of went downhill from there. It kind of was a spiraling effect, but Butch Harmon kept him in check. And ever since then, it's just been, yes, I think he can if he gets the right coach under him and he just lays off the roids.
Nick, welcome to the show. Nate says they're both washed up. So let me ask you this. You say he's too daggone big. Now let's look at some big people in golf. There's Retief Goosen. There's John Daly. They're big boys.
But John Daly's fat.
They're fat. They're still big, though. Are you talking big as in
buff?
Are you saying like if you have a bigger chest or like my kind of guns, you know?
Yeah.
That when you're doing your golf swing, that you're more limited in your range of motion.
Sure, your flexibility is then what you call starts to get eaten up because all that muscle, you know, you're not as flexible. That's why you don't see, you know, bodybuilders really having a great fundamental swing. And I think with Tiger, his problem is he's too dang big. His too much lower, you know, pain on his back. As you were talking about the patches and the shots that he's getting, he has no feel.
Nick says, "Good day, guys from Australia. I think Tiger's back is stuffed and won't win again." So hey, folks, we already got Australia. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, and on that note, every week, I would like to know where everybody's watching from. I don't care, even if you're here in Sacktown. Let us know where you're watching from, all around the world. All you Bostonites, let us know what part of Boston you're watching from, and all the little towns and whatnot. That's always awesome to know.
Speaking of Boston, just real off subject, did you see the part? They think they might have seen the film of who took Brady's jersey?
No.
Yeah, I was watching that. They're doing the cameras and investigating it and rolling back film, and they think it might have been one of the like janitors or people that had to do with cleaning up the stuff and getting the locker room prepared.
Well, it's like
500,000 is what that.
It's like I told people. Rodney says I'm in a snowstorm. Well, it sucks to be you, Rodney.
California, woohoo!
So I will say this, man. That. I said it was an inside person. I said it had someone to be the equipment manager is in charge of all that stuff.
Yes.
Then you have assistant equipment managers and all that kind of stuff. So if it was a janitor and they are doing the film and whatnot, you could hide a jersey easy.
Right.
But first off, how are you going to $500,000 you're saying for the jersey, but that dude or dudette, whatever, needs to put that on the down low and better sell that freaking thing on the black market. Because if 500 G's worth it to you to get freaking popped?
No way. I mean, how could you sell that, dude? I mean,
you can sell on the black market.
Well, yeah, you better. But then you got to know people. And if he's a janitor, he don't.
Yeah, he doesn't know anybody.
He don't know anybody. He knows how. He might know where to get a dustpan. But
Shawn, welcome to the show. So Phil over here on Periscope said I took the jersey.
Got a boy, Phil.
So that is interesting. I thought that someone might have punked him, and maybe a month later, you know, might have like a, you know, when they're doing one of their team parties, kind of give him a gift.
It was Ashton Kutcher. He punked him.
Yeah, that would be freaking funny. So Erwin Maximus says Tiger who? Well, I hope you say that in jest.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Yeah, Tiger who, in a sports mind frame, that guy was a phenomenon. He still is. Records he broke, his streak. He was an amazing golfer. He blew golf up to where myself personally was inspired by it and started really playing it. Because, you know, I mean, you can't say that you didn't watch on a Sunday, if he was on a chance to win, you weren't watching that TV to see if he was too excited. Right. He would hit the six.
Whether you hated him or loved him, I think people...
Yep.
Now, all the way back, to 1978. So Bob Hope was there on the Mike Douglas show.
Yes.
Tiger Woods, just a few years old, does a putt, bam, sinks it,
Makes it.
done, and everything's, cute, everything like that. But who would have thought that little midget kid that day, walking off the set of the Mike Douglas show, would turn in to the billion-dollar man
that he became, and would turn into the phenomenal golfer that he, and again, whether you liked him or hated him, pre-scandal, post-scandal, you always had that sneaking kind of like, well, he changed a lot of rules and, ethnic challenges that he faced, because the Masters, he was.
Now, what would you consider him?
He was a guest. He wasn't. He couldn't become a member because of what his, the black man. I mean, a lot of things.
Okay, now let's stop right there.
I mean, it's crazy.
He's not a black man.
Well, he's Blackanese.
Black and Asian, so that we call that a
Blackanese.
Mulatto.
Mulatto.
A mulatto. So yes, he is a mulatto. Now, so he can claim black and he can complain the Asian part of it, but to say I am a black man, well, you're a mulatto.
Well,
That would be like saying I'm Native American. So, but am I full blood Native American? No, I am not. So I always say that,
Yeah. So what made Tiger was his dad. His dad was his driving force, like any good father should be, like you are with your daughter. And I see that interaction, which is cool. His dad was his driving force, kept him in check. Once his dad passed away, it was done. I read the book, Raising a Tiger. It's a great book. It's on how to get your kids into sports, and no matter if it's golf or if it's baseball, whatever it is, it's just keeping their mentality and understanding what their limitations and
so
their
Bentley, Wendella, and I'm sorry for interrupting, but I like to give shout outs to all these people. And ask questions, folks, all throughout the show.
And Connor, no, I haven't met Tiger. I would love to meet Tiger. I mean, he's my idol. I mean, I think he's amazing. It sucks to see the way he went so fast rather than...
So that segues into my next question, and everybody please chime in on this, and even you guys in freaking Boston, chime in on this. Should Tiger retire?
Yes.
Whether it is... Bentley says Tiger on Sunday was sports gold.
Yes.
So should he retire? And A, so answer that first. And
okay.
B, the second part, should he retire for like maybe 5 years? Wait. Tiger reaches pinnacle. Part of his problem is clubs. Answer that real quick.
Well, first of all, there's different ways you make golf clubs. Nike spent so much money making golf clubs, putting that into it to get all that development stages, buying certain patents off of Titleist things, because there's casted clubs, there's forged clubs, and all that kind of thing. Well, Nike's out of the business of making clubs now. They exited. They're losing all kinds of money, so he's going to have to get a new club sponsor, and he should go back to Titleist. Why not? Titleist was great to him. He won a lot of tournaments, but not the clubs. It's a swing, because there's Wilson has a new set of golf clubs out there that Padraig Harrington's playing, and a few others that, Ricky Barnes, they're not one as much as Tiger, but those clubs are just as good. If you give that club to Tiger and he had his old swing, he'd make Wilson blow up, I feel.
Okay, so Connor asked. So Bentley says he should only play majors. Remember when the question was Tiger or the field? Someone asked, where did the fat guy go? Oh my God, that's not very nice.
Yeah, it's not me.
He ate himself. Why do golfers change their swing when they're on top of their game? Good Lord. Okay. Steve Martinez, welcome to the show. Real quick, Connor said, is Tiger the greatest of all time?
No.
And Rodney says, Tiger needs a blackout golf glove. All right.
Oh, yeah. Go blackout.
So,
well, first of all, the 3-part question. Why would you change your swing? Everybody asked that question too. That's the golden egg if we all knew that. We don't know that. We argued and questioned why he did, but he did it 3 times, and he won majors 3 different times with 3 different swings. It's called a perfection. He was a perfectionist that strived to just get better and better and better, and sometimes you have to just realize what you have is already good enough.
Here comes Died, says Tiger has lost it upstairs. Downstairs is working just fine.
That's what got him in trouble.
Nate Wren says, have you ever had such a bad golf game, you started drinking on the course. I think everybody freaking drinks on the course.
You know, that's one thing I don't do is drink on the course.
Okay, everybody but him.
I don't really, I'm not a big drinker, but I don't really drink on the course. But I have thrown a club in the water, and I wish I would have never done it because then I had to go buy another one.
Yeah, so I think, well, all right. Yes, I know what upstairs means. That's okay, Jesus. Again, Boston, for the people listening, I don't have Tourette's. I'm answering people's questions that are watching us. Someone asked, what are our handicaps? What's your handicap?
I'm a 2.
I don't freaking know. I haven't golfed in about, 8 years. I don't know what my handicap is. So I think you should at least retire for a few years, meaning he's still young. We have medical technology.
Yeah.
And what he has not done, he has not fully recovered.
True.
He's recovered maybe 70% and I'll go back out.
Yep.
And he re-injures himself. I think that if he takes at least a year off, and I mean don't do anything golf-wise. Don't go out there and
there's a different, but then you lose that feel. So
right.
It's okay to go.
But that's kind of the crap. What am I trying to say?
The layoff.
The Achilles heel of that. Maybe he can still do stuff on a slower movement, methodical physical therapy movement on golf. He can have a physical therapist out there with him. But I think if they really concentrate on his problem areas, his lower back and whatnot, even his shoulder joints, and I think, but if he retires, I don't know if he could stay retired because
he won't. He'll play. I think he's got one major left in him. But I think what's going to make him win that major is, what do we all remember what Tiger did that was so amazing on several tournaments, the Masters or whatever it was on, Torrey Pines, U.S. Open, was making the putt when it mattered. He made the putts when it mattered. Everybody can hit the ball far now, but he made the putts under the pressure, and that's what it takes. He needs to stop lifting weights. That's what it is.
Yeah, Rodney says, my golf game is so bad I drink before I go to the golf course.
There you go.
Nate says, haven't golfed since I was 17.
Great game.
Here comes, says he should retire, long putts. Mike says long putts. So, here's I have somewhat of a problem when I hear someone say, I made putts when they mattered. Now, that could be two things. When it's down, it's crunch time, and it is clutch. That's when they matter. But I think all putts matter all the time.
Sure, but there's a zone that you get. Like, there's times where I know, when you play golf, whether you're good, you're bad, you're ugly, what doesn't matter. You'll know when you feel that vibe, like you're going to make that big putt.
Right.
But he's making them in tournaments against people the best in the world, millions of eyes on him. And he's 30 feet away and he's chipping it in or he's draining that putt. And it's like you almost see that line going towards the hole, a little bit of a break, and you just read it so perfect that you knew as you stepped up to that ball, it was going in the hole, no questions about it. Now, I understand your mentality, but that's golf.
Jacob says if he doesn't win a major within the next 2 or 3 years, he should retire. Well, first off, Mr. Pendergrass, I don't think that he should be playing in the next 2 or 3 years. Like I said, he needs to go and get 100% healthy because he's not that old.
Right.
And but I think, but now we could talk about how the start of the downfall was. When was the catalyst? Which we all know.
When he got married. Because his father passed away. He wanted to be more of not the single guy, but the dad guy, in the media as far as, look at Phil and his family, look at this family over here, Rocco and his family. He wanted to have that family image because his dad was now passed away. His mom basically didn't have any say-so in his life. And then when he got married to Jasper Parnovic's nanny, it went downhill. Because he was, first of all, a porn addict.
Elbow mash, welcome to the show.
Porn addict, and he just had a problem with sex.
So, okay. So why was his marriage a bad thing? Because he didn't want it?
I think so. I think it was more publicity stunt than it was true love. Really, it was.
Well, yeah, that would if you marry someone with no true love, I could see. Now you mentioned porn addiction. I had a friend of mine that worked at a call center. This is when all the when the
sex
big,
operators type thing.
No, like DirecTV and all that.
Oh, okay.
Like those kind of call centers.
Uh-huh.
But it was called Matrix. And he let me in one time, and he showed me, hey man, look at all these famous people that they can get in their accounts. And he showed me Tiger Woods, all the porn that he watched.
Oh wow!
And he goes, look at what he's watching. And and I was like, okay, well maybe he's watching it to spice up his level. I don't know, but he goes, no, that's just like 1 week, and that was like just a butt ton of them.
Well, you got to remember, first of all, he was a sheltered kid. His dad was a military man. That was stand up, front and center, do this, do that. This is how you're going to do it, Tiger. This is what you're going to say when you win your amateur status, Tiger. This is what you can do. So Tiger was coached the entire time. Now that is out of his life. He's by himself, standing on that island by himself. Oh, I'm curious now. Wow, all these women want me?
Right.
Oh, my gosh. I'm actually not that dorky, skinny little guy. He's now Tiger Woods, an icon, money coming out the yin-yang. Every woman was throwing their panties at him just to be with him, and yet he's trying to stay married when he was at the prime of his sexual life. You know, I mean, that's hard. That's hard.
Okay, so the next prophet says competition passed Woods up. There was one time, and it was the Farmers Insurance Open, this year.
Yeah.
When he finished, that's the devil's number. When he finished that tournament, he was ranked 666
in the world.
And if you, at anywhere in his peak, would say, yeah, you know what, one day Tiger's going to be like ranked in the hundreds, people would laugh at you.
Yeah.
But after his whole debacle with his wife and all that came about, I did not like the apology.
It was fake.
It was fake. He stood up there like a robot. I would like to apologize to my wife.
I'm sorry for watching those porn.
And he was real. It was like he was like on Botox, stoned, on morphine and heroin at the same time, and he was trying to give an apology.
Well, let me ask you this: when somebody apologizes in sports, based upon what their incident, what's your first gut reaction? Oh God, the managers of the team,
the PR person did
made him do it.
Yep.
Well, you don't think Tiger Woods has a PR person just because it's golf and it's not a team? Of course, he had to do it.
No, what I would have done, and again, I like sincerity, dude. And a lot of people say, dude, sometimes you're jacked up, and I'm like, at least I'm freaking real.
It's called the truth.
You know, I would be like, I did something last year, and I was in a situation, and I dropped a couple F-bombs, and I said a phrase. And the person that got mad at me the most wasn't even 100 feet around, but they knew I dropped the F-bomb, and they were more upset about that. And I said, well, first off, I apologize if I upset you, and I apologize for using the F word if that offends you, but I do not apologize for what I said. I meant what I said, and I used the F word as an exclamation point, but I do not apologize for what I freaking said.
Well, and that's fair. That's honest, and that's, can't mold people to that saying. That's why it's always say it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission.
Yep.
And that's so true. And right there, he's just asking for forgiveness, but yet at the same time, he doesn't care whether you accept it or not. He's going to do what he wants to do.
So Nate says, I give... Oh, okay. Where's apologies? But no, yeah, they do, and I mean, to a point. But, so his last major he won was 2008 U.S. Open. Mm-hmm. That's when had the...
Rocco Mediate.
Yeah, Rocco Mediate, and they had the playoff that they did.
Yep. And that was absolutely one of the best matches still to this day when they do highlights and stuff on the Golf Channel. It's pretty neat.
So I think that... So 2008, we're now in 2017.
Now we'll talk about Tiger, but poor Rocco's hoping he got that major, and he has to go against Tiger, and he almost had the big dragon, knocked him out, and then he just fell up short.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it is the pressure, and that's, people doing things under pressure. How good are you?
Yep.
The next prophet says Woods is finished. Now, again, So
fine finished. I mean, they've still got the senior PGA.
Yeah, with the rankings, I mean, he's still ranked so far down the list that he shouldn't even...
Well, he's on the verge, like we talked about a couple nights ago, that he could possibly lose his PGA Tour card. But remember, he's won so many majors, he has so many exemptions automatically into these majors that he don't have to play a regular tournament. He could just play majors from this point on out just to try to beat the, Jack's record. But
yeah, right now he's ranked 704.
Yeah,
I mean that is just
Ricky Barnes is ranked higher.
I mean it's crazy to see some of the people ranked higher than him.
Yep.
But now let's talk about changing his swing. How many times in the past years has he changed not just his swing, but so many things,
his approach
with not even his golf caddy. Back in 2011, he fired Steve Williams.
You and I are boys. We're friends. How would you feel if I stabbed you in the back? Steve Williams, to sit there and say that he did not know what Tiger was doing, that Tiger was doing all this stuff behind his back is bogus. If you want to believe it, then you might as well tell you that everything on the internet's true. Williams knew where Tiger was going. Steve knew what Tiger was doing. Steve knew who Tiger was having sex with. And for then Steve Williams to turn the behind eyes like, oh my God, I'm so insulted, blah, 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 blah. That was like Tiger going, really, bud? We were boys. I made you who you were. Yeah, you were known, but I helped make you. And we came together as a team, and we rose above everybody else, and we were both recognized as, you were my caddy, I was Tiger Woods. We were like two peas in a pod, and he stabbed him in the back, I felt. And then for Steve Williams to act like he was so insulted, come on.
Do you think, honestly, though, because Tiger Woods' ex-wife was friends with Steve Williams' wife, and they were buddies.
Because that was Jasper Parnovich's nanny, and it's that golf circle.
Right, but what I'm saying is, do you think that's the real reason why Tiger started, regressing and finally just ended up firing him?
Because Steve Williams had to answer to his wife. We all know that deal. Happy wife, happy life. Well, Steve Williams supported Tiger when Steve Williams' wife was like, that's garbage that he did that. Williams would have been sleeping on the couch, and he didn't want to have to go through that. And he didn't want to be the guy that helped promote Tiger to cheat on his wife and look like a cheater, because then it'll put his marriage and relationships in question.
Yep. Zach Ryan, welcome to the show. Again, for all of you guys and gals tuning in, you're listening to Sports Insider. My name is Glenn Spillman. To my left is Pasquale Sprague. And you're listening to us on Armed Radio, Boston, Massachusetts. And first off, the next prophet, I believe this is the second time that he put this up. He said, Buddy Hield is a bust. Well, I don't know if he's saying that because I'm wearing an OU shirt, but Buddy Hield went to OU. And, Buddy Hield is a virgin in the NBA, so you cannot say he's a bust until you have to have a complete report card before.
Right.
It's like you have midterms. Before midterms, you might be having all right, I'll use my daughter as an example. She comes up, and I get these reports. She's got a D, a C, a D. I'm like, what the crap is this? She goes, Dad, some of the tests aren't turned in. It's only midterms or whatever. But she always ends up with A. So, so you have to have a complete report card before you can say someone is a bust. I'm not talking just 1 year. Dak Prescott had a freaking good year. But that doesn't mean that he's going to be the next freaking John Elway.
No. Or the next Troy Aikman, for that matter.
Yeah.
Keep it in home.
Exactly. So, exactly. Luca Bone. Hey, wait. Luca, where you, man, I forgot where he's watching from, man. The memory escapes me. But anyway, he says,
Mandy Vickers. How you doing, Mandy?
Mandy, welcome to the show.
Thank you for joining the show.
Lonnie Vigel, welcome to the show. So, all right, so they 13 majors, 72 wins, Williams Woods, divorce, separation, people freaking out, but they knew about it a couple of weeks before they let it be known to the public.
Or before she went psycho with a 7-iron on his Escalade.
Right. We've got New Orleans in the house.
New Orleans.
Wait, New Orleans here, going to see Cousins Thursday. Hey, all right, let us know what you think about Cousins, and let's see
he's a good player.
What you think about Cousins. And we'll see, because the article that I wrote, it's going to be up tonight on sportsinsideronline.com. It is Cousins is a cancer is the topic.
And we're not talking about his birth sign either.
Exactly. No. But here's the thing, too. Here's a quote from Tiger Woods. He said, and this is back in 2011. This quote's from 2011. He said, "I want to express my deepest gratitude to Steve for all his help, but I think it's time for a change. Steve's an outstanding caddy and a friend and has been instrumental in many accomplishments. I wish him great success in the future." Now, to me, that again seems canned but respectful, meaning, hey, we've been bros for 12 years. I'm not going to totally throw you under the bus, and I think vice versa. But
well, vice versa, meaning I don't agree with that, because I think Steve Williams did put his tail between his legs and take off running and pointed the finger at Tiger rather than say, hey, give the guy a break. I don't know. I mean, yeah, Steve Williams is now with Adam Scott. Adam Scott is a decent golfer. I mean, he won pretty much a major, his first one, with Steve Williams as his caddy. And, you know, Steve Williams is a great caddy. Don't get me wrong. He knows the game. He's well respected. And Steve Williams looked out for himself and used that and kind of let Tiger take the fall.
Right. All right. So now we talked about Woods, talked about steroids, talked about Woods on steroids. Here, Steve didn't leave. Tiger fired him. Hey, where have you been? We didn't say that he left. We said Tiger fired him. So unless you're on hallucinogenic drugs watching the show, then you need to pay attention, because we didn't say that. Okay, steroids. Now, funny enough, last night, and I'll even show you while we're on here. Last night, I had somebody friend request me. Check this out.
Oh, that's what we were talking about. That's the...
Yes, this guy, I won't say his name, but he friended me because we're talking about steroids last time. He friended me, and what does he sell? Oh, I don't know. Stanabol, Superdrol, Decadurabolin, freaking Sustanon 250. Anyway, he sells steroids.
And he looks ridiculous.
And he friended me on Facebook, and
that guy's...
He's freaking huge, and I'm not going to deny that, but it's all because of freaking steroids. But steroids do have their place, and again, that is a show that we will do completely
separate.
Separate, but I think that Tiger, roids, arms, forearms, chest, everything like that.
Well, have you seen the movie The Legend of Bagger Vance?
Yes. Yes,
okay,
I have.
You know, they talk about a lot of psychic stuff with that and with golf, and that's what golf is. Golf is not just a physical trait sport. That's why you guys have, like, John Daly, Rocco Mediate. You guys have the Kenny Perry, who has a belly, that kind of thing, wears glasses. These are guys that are just your normal day guys that actually just have a good swing. But when you start mixing in something that is an enhancer that makes you want to get strong, you're taking that feel from that club where they say, pretend like you're holding that little baby bird.
Right.
You know, don't wring the club's neck like it's some dragon you're trying to slay, as Will Smith said in that movie. Well, that's what happened. You start
choking the dolphin, yeah.
Yeah, he's choking his own dolphin, and he has no more touch.
That's what she said. So, yeah, I mean...
Stop.
But no, that I mean, and roids, too. I mean, it will... And I know... Let's say... Well, I don't want to say I know. I theorize why he started taking them. Number one, when you get cortisone shots, it feels good because you don't feel pain.
Yep.
But steroids, that's why these guys get so big, because if I took steroids, I could do biceps every single day. Mm-hmm. Your muscles will heal that quick.
Yep.
Mezziano, welcome to the show. So, he has muscle spasms, he has back problems, so hey, take this steroid, it'll help you, this and that. But then when you start getting bigger and all this kind of stuff, Easel, welcome to the show.
Well, did you see the last tournament that he was in? Not to interrupt you, but...
No, I mean, he did. How long did he last?
Baby, round and a half.
I mean, like a freaking 16-year-old virgin.
He couldn't even get out of the sand bunker. He was using the club as a crutch, and he was squinting, and you know, I mean, and his arms were popping out his shirt.
Let's just... I'm a conspiracy theorist.
Okay, I'll buy you.
How much of that wincing was acting?
I would say, be honest, reality, as much as I love Tiger and I'm a Tiger fan, 70% of it was him boosting it up higher because he realized he wasn't going to make the cut again. He was going to have to answer those questions again. Tiger done, Tiger this, Tiger that. He just didn't want to have to do it. So it's easier to say injury.
Yeah.
We
It's
don't
much
know.
easier to say. You can cry injury all the time. So we got France watching the show.
Parlez-vous français?
We've got Australia watching the show.
Nice.
We've got all you freaking crazy knuckleheads that we love in Boston, Massachusetts listening
Boston.
to the show. And, you know, I want to give a shout out to, we got Ottawa, Canada.
Canada, eh?
Watching the show. I want to give a shout out to Joe Savino and I want to thank him and I want to thank Jimmy. You know, these guys are we got Montreal, Quebec, that are producing the show right now in Boston.
Thank you.
And we want to thank them and tip our hat to them. So, and again, for those of you just tuning in, Sports Insider with Glenn Spillman and Pasquale Sprague on Armed Radio. You can go check out our website, sportsinsideronline.com. And, of course, you can follow us on any social media. Go on Twitter, Armed Radio 1. What's up, Boss Mall? Armed Radio 1. And they've got other shows on there besides ours. They got a plethora. That's the word for you today, plethora.
Spell plethora?
Yeah. Plethora.
Plethora. Plethora.
Boss Mall says Sooners exclamation. Unfiltered, welcome. So, last question about Tiger Woods. Where does he go from here? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Settle that thing he tried doing when he shouldn't have did it when he was in his prime. Be the family man.
Okay.
Make things right. Get his name back in good graces. Almost kind of get it out of people's mouth for a minute. And then come back and shock the world.
All right.
That'd
So
be
do
the
you
best.
think in his, quote, retirement, do you think maybe he should be a any kind of coach to
Yes.
somebody else, kind of a mentor?
Well, sure. That's like saying you wouldn't want Michael Jordan to be your coach?
I would.
Yeah, I could too. I mean, whether a life coach as far as what to do, not to do.
Boss Mall says yes,
I mean,
mentor.
Yeah, he would make a great mentor. I mean, as soon as he would just, I don't care what he's doing now. He walk on a course, he walk in a mall, he walk into a restaurant. People still flock to him.
Oh, yeah.
He'll never be forgotten.
Boss says I think he's done.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Okay, well, I think Tiger, again, I've already said this. I think he should hang up the clubs.
yep. But working out.
Okay, wait, real quick. Speaking of golf clubs, I saw this homeless person the other day walking down the street.
Where'd he steal them from?
And he had a bag of golf clubs. And I'm like, where the crap did he... There's no golf course
I
around
better
here.
go check my car. Make sure
Within
that-
10 miles. And I'm like, and it was raining. I'm like, I don't know what the heck this guy's going to do.
on him.
Yeah.
Played against sports.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's walking in the wrong direction for that one. But I think, I think Tiger Woods should hang it up. Quit trying, Tiger. I mean, he's already played in a couple of tournaments this year.
Well, now it's a mental thing because now he's like mentally questioning whether he.
Oh, Boss says, remember the homeless guy that was with Happy Gilmore?
yeah.
Yeah.
His
You
caddy.
know what?
That was a great movie.
I need to watch that movie tonight. Go to your home.
Spend more time in the sand than David Hasselhoff.
Yeah. All right, now we are going to flip a coin. It's going to land on tails, and we are going to talk about Ronda Rousey. And I got a few things about Ronda. Glenn, you there?
User in your channel timed out.
You feel that? Ah, shit.
fights, and she was the greatest woman fighter of all time. You know what I mean? And that right there, it kind of, you question, where's the marketing for UFC, what they're doing? Why is Dana White blowing up these guys that are like, 10-1, 8-0, and they really haven't fought nobody when you have guys like Uriah that just retired at 33 fights? I mean, I believe it was bad marketing, bad PR that blew her up bigger than she was. Her head got bigger than she was, and it went to show you she had no stand-up game, and she got dropped, and she has never been the same since.
Chocolate Hulk, welcome to the show.
Chocolate Hulk.
Chocolate Hulk says Ronda Rousey is trash. Well, Chocolate Hulk, if you make a statement like that, I request that you give a reason why.
Yes.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Support your premise. Support the premise.
Yes, support that. So, last time Ronda won was UFC 190.
Yes.
And she knocked the girl out, I believe it was like 34, 38 seconds.
Yes.
Something like that. Last time. So then she fights. Chocolate Hulk says, as a fighter myself, I know elite strikers.
What? She
She has no movement, no angles, and no head movement.
And that's what we've been saying.
That's what we've been saying. And so, this is the first time I've seen Chocolate Hulk on here. So I would freaking remember a name like Chocolate Hulk.
Yeah.
So
Just don't make him mad.
that's all right. I train with Vic, who fights in the UFC. All right, so now, Ronda does not have a stand-up game.
No.
She can take you down on the ground. She's got you. You're done.
She's
For the
Brazilian
most part.
Jiu-Jitsu. That's what she is. That's what
Right.
she is. That's why she choked everybody out. Her famous move was the armbar. Because,
Right. So when she fought home, she got the shite kicked out of her.
Capital shite.
Gloria Negrini, welcome to the show.
Hey, Gloria.
And she got punched in the face
Ronda,
multiple times, kicked in the face, and she was done.
she didn't like it. She did not like it.
Boss Maul said that damn armbar is no joke. No, it's not.
No.
But you can't. I mean, can't be a one-trick pony.
Yep.
Gloria said hi, like the tattoos. Well, thank you very much,
Hey,
Gloria.
thank you.
Thank you very much. So home fight, I think, destroyed her mentally
Yes, it did.
because I saw her train. Chocolate Hulk says Ronda needs a new camp. Period.
Yes.
A camp that yes men, excuse my language, are pussies.
Yep.
And I don't like yes men. I know a few yes men, and I don't like them. I'm not trying to say be a jack off or anything like that, but freaking be like, look, man, or
Woman.
woman, and hey, we need to
Do something different here. We need to step up.
we need to kind of come at it at a different angle because.
But that goes to my point with Dana White blowing somebody up, where her camp made her bigger than what she was. I mean, wouldn't you not agree?
Boss Maul says she needs new confidence. She went in that Holly Holm fight thinking, I got this.
Yep.
Ain't no problem. The way she trained, it was a big show. People were watching. She was on stage doing all this stuff.
And she got kicked hard.
And she got...
Oh, my God.
And I bet on that fight, and I won a lot of money on Holm. But I think when she went into the Nunez fight, I saw the Pantene commercial. I saw the Reebok commercial. Mm-hmm. It was all, oh, I'm pretty and I'm this and that, but I'm tough. Boss Maul, same for Kimbo Slice, maybe. Hey, boss, if you know who Kimbo Slice is, do you know who Data 5000 is? If you know who Data 5000 is, I interviewed him for 2 hours on a show last year, and cool dude. And,
Kimbo Slice was a good guy.
But I know the backstory behind that.
Of Kimbo?
I won't say anything. I'll ask Kimbo first because I want to do a show on that. And there was some stuff going on, and that I'm not saying, but I'm just saying I'll just stop it there because I know a lot of stuff.
Not saying, but we're saying.
Yeah, when she went into the Nunez fight, yes. Are you talking about a West Coast movie, boss? Are you talking about Soul Cage? So when she went in the Nunez fight, dog fight. When she went in the Nunez fight, she looked confident, but you could see in her eyes that was just acting. you could see in her eyes that she wasn't all there.
No, she was scared. She was intimidated. She was not the intimidating factor no more. She was the one that was the getting intimidated. And when you have hungry fighters, that's why the fight game of boxing, MMA, whatever it is, changes. Just like in golf. You get people that are more hungry than the person that's right there on top, and they take that lunch from you, and then got her lunch, napkin, apple core, milk carton shoved down her throat.
Yeah, and when I said, I was the only one, we had over 8,000 people. Chocolate Hulk says Amanda Nunez has great power and great jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
Misha Tate told her about Nunez's power. Now, here's the thing. I told everybody, 8 out of 8,000 people that were watching the show that night, and we were actually on Armed Radio that night, and they could freaking vouch for me. I was one of only one other person and myself said Nunez was going to win. Shawn thought I was an idiot. Everybody was calling me stupid, and I'm like, you watch. One of two things is going to happen. A, either Nunez is going to punish Rousey for 3 rounds and knock her out, or she's going to come out and just knock the piss out of her that quick. And the second happened, and Ronda, when she got hit, she was doing the giraffe thing. Like, what the crap is going on?
Stop it.
And she got her clock rung because I said Nunez
She didn't like it.
has the whole freaking package.
Yes, she does.
She can get you on the ground, standing up, but Nunez has a very tough, and Nunez hits like a freaking man.
Yeah.
And she hits hard, and when Ronda got rocked the first time, she had that same look when Holly Holm hit her. What the crap just happened?
The deer in the headlights look like.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. She didn't like it. She didn't like it. She became too much of a prima donna and lost that fighter's edge that made her what she was. And it's not, just like Cyborg, that other female fighter who's really good. She's like a man herself.
Says she's a female.
But question mark female.
Yeah. So Tice,
it's a man,
Riley,
baby.
whatever. What's up? Whatever your name is. So the Ultimate Fighter. So did you see the Ultimate Fighter when
Yes.
she was on it?
Yes.
She was a twat
Yeah.
on the show. Now,
And she wonders why she
Tyson
doesn't have a
Riley.
boyfriend.
Okay, Tyson Riley.
Hey, Tyson.
She was a twat. Now, I know they say, hey, man, make it dramatic, make it good, because viewers don't want just all butterflies.
Reality TV.
Right.
But
So,
but what you're doing is you're exposing somebody's personality.
Jacob says Ronda is done. Ronda was done when she freaking, after the home fight, she was done.
Yeah, she doesn't want to get hit like that again. Just like Chuck Liddell. When he got knocked out, he was never the same again. He could not, it was just, his glass jaw came into effect. And because he didn't want to get hit, he was done.
Simple Crazy Kid, first day on Periscope, welcome to the show. So let's talk. Yeah, Ultimate Fighter, she was a douchebag, but let's talk movies here. Have you seen the movies that Ronda Rousey's been in?
Yeah,
Too Fast, Too Furious, and
she was in the one with all the famous
Expendables.
people. Yeah, she sucks.
Boomer, there you go. So, do you think, A, yes or no? First off, they freaking pigeon-toed her Ronda Rousey's okay, she's going to be a fighter. Okay, whatever. Do you think she could act?
No.
Absolutely freaking no.
No. Just a pretty face that looks good in a tight outfit, and Dana White exposed that, made money off of her, and then now where's Dana White with her? He doesn't promote her no more.
And as a person that makes films,
that's screwed up.
I don't think she could act one bit. Now, Can she be taught to act? Maybe. I don't know.
She needs to get rid of that tough girl act.
You need to. I think in the right role, I think she could play a good dramatic role.
Yeah.
I would put her in something. You know what I portray her as?
What's that?
A drug addict. No, I really would. I would erase all tough girl, all everything. I would portray her as a freaking drug addict.
And expose like her weak side or something?
Exactly.
Yeah, I can see that.
Exactly.
I can see that.
So, she's kind of transitioning. She's talking about the WWE stuff. Do you think that's a good move for her?
No, come on. Just do some commercials. Maybe make a few more endorsements. You have enough money.
Yeah, $3 million on the last fight for losing.
At that point, maybe move on to maybe have a family. Do something different. Get out of the fight game, but don't make yourself go from here. Now, I'm not saying WWE's here, but you're talking about fighter to actor, fighter to fake, fighter to you know you're done. That's like Brock Lesnar. I mean, that's going to – and if UFC continues to pull these guys there, it's going to be nothing but a dramatic show. And Bellator, all these ones are going to rise above it.
Yeah.
And that's why boxing now is more on basic TV. I was watching
oh, you can't make it in the UFC? Okay, go to the WWE.
Yeah, they're our partner. I was watching Fox Sports 1 last night and watching, a couple fights, and Nate Wynn, this young Asian guy, boy, I tell you what, he's like a little Pacquiao. He was amazing, knocked the guy out. I mean, boxing is now starting to put all these fights on normal TV again, and that's what they need. And they need to do another show like Contender, the boxing, to get that. Yeah, that was a great show.
Yeah. So, now, Ronda Rousey, UFC, Dana White. UFC, Dana White, Ronda Rousey. Do you think that Ronda Rousey has worn out her welcome? Now, that's my first question. Her welcome in the UFC.
Okay, well, when we define welcome, we define it as one of two things. Welcome as meaning people like her, or her ability to market. Her ability to market, I feel, is not the same anymore. That intimidation factor of, ooh, the scariest woman is gone. Because Nunes, she's a bad woman. She's a bad
Nate
woman.
says sexy. Oh, she's only good in comedy. She's not funny.
She doesn't know how to smile. That's the problem.
Yeah. I think that wore out her welcome as far as all right. And popularity and everything like that. So say
she's still popular.
2 years go by.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that she'll fight again?
Sure. If she's that much in love with this sport, like we talked about the other day, when people that like to box or fight, do whatever, that kind of stuff, it's kind of like a drug. They like to be hit. They like to get into it. The question is, does she like to be hit anymore? And if she does like that sport, she has to accept the fact that she's going to get hit again, and she's probably lost a couple steps because she got knocked out. So it's a matter of whether or not she's going to nut down and pull within herself that ability to overcome that and want to get hit again when she's worth that much money. When you don't have that much money and you're trying to make that money, that's a whole nother mentality. Now you have that money, you're on top. I don't want to get hit like that.
Well, December 30th, 2016, Rousey Nunez fights. Pay-per-view sold 1,100,000 views.
That's $60 a pop.
That's a lot of money. I want to know why Nunez didn't get more money than she did.
Because not
that Rousey did, but more money than Nunez got. Why didn't she get more? That's a bunch of crap.
I think UFC doesn't pay the fighters what they should be paid.
No, that's another show in itself.
And that's the big problem with that right there. Where Dana White, it's kind of like a monopoly. I mean, he controls it.
Okay. Jacob Pendergraft says no. Dana will do anything to keep her on top. I'm sorry,
but you can't.
But you need to go on or even UFC.com. Look at some old past 2 weeks interviews with Dana White. Dana White is not. She's not his golden child anymore, Jacob. No. He even said, "I think she's done." That's out of his own mouth, and I don't think he's going to do anything on top because Dana's a businessman. He's going to look around. He's going to go, okay, Nunez isn't really my pick, but I got to ride the horse while I can.
Yep.
And
because blonde hair, blue-eyed, beautiful Ronda Rousey's easy to market.
Yeah.
A South American, Brazilian, doesn't speak that maybe good English and can't really market her because she can't really get the PR work, isn't as marketable as Ronda Rousey.
Right.
Bottom line. It's a business decision, and Dana White is a very smart businessman, but he's also very penny smart as well as dollar smart, meaning he won't spend the dollar. He'll give you a penny, but he'll take that penny back as soon as you lose.
Right. So, what can Ronda Rousey do to change her image? The twat image.
Smile. Friendly. Don't be the tough girl. I mean, come on. Who wants to be... That's why she has a hard time finding a boyfriend or whatnot when she did that reality thing. Because who wants to be somebody that's going to sit there and chew tobacco with you and spit and scratch their balls? Nobody. Come on. I don't. I want a female. I want a feminine girl.
Luca Bone says a mask. DJK 1977, welcome. Jacob says, in my defense, I haven't read anything UFC as of late, so I will check it out. Well, then in my defense, you should shut the hell up. I'm kidding, Jacob. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. But no. I think that she should go and do something. If she wants to kind of change her image a little bit, I think maybe she should go and try and do a little bit of philanthropy work.
Yeah.
Kind of give back.
Yes.
Give back, and maybe go to these UFC schools, wherever she wants to go, and help train young women.
Yeah.
And
start a woman's fight camp. Remember
Yeah.
when everything was, when the UFC kind of first started, it was like Matt Hughes, BJ Penn, they all had these fight camp names. Oh, he's
Right.
from this camp, or he's from
Right.
like, now there's no more camps. I mean, it's like all these different places all around. I mean, anybody can open up an MMA gym and call itself and get a fighter and one guy that's good and
Right.
put themselves on the map.
heck, we got a few around here.
I mean, they pop up like crazy because it's a big fad. That's what we're in, a big fad right
Fad.
Yeah,
Fad. We
not
said
fad.
fad, not fag.
now.
Fad.
F-A-D. So, that's
Yeah.
what it needs. But you're absolutely right. I agree with you there. Do something that's going to promote the women's side of it. Help maybe be a promoter of it. Kind of get that hunger. She needs that hunger again. Once she gets that hunger, yeah, she's good. Don't stand up with her because you'll knock her out. She needs to take you to the ground.
Yeah. So, where you rank Ronda Rousey now with fighters now? So, if you had
She's not even in the top 10.
Nunez, Tate, Rousey, all the females, Cyborg, all the females now, where would you rank her?
I wouldn't put her in the top 10. I don't think she's in the top 10. There's too many hungry fighters that are up and coming that don't have the clout, the money, the charisma, the prestige that she does have. Does that mean she lost it? No, not at all. But I don't think she's in the top 10 right now because upstairs is not.
No, and I don't think she deserves to be in the top 10.
No, she does not.
At all.
Nope.
And speaking of done, and we're gonna highlight some fighters and whatnot, but just real quick, we got about 2 more minutes.
And tell us who you like. Tell us what you guys think as far as your fighters.
But real quick, I think Holm
she's done too.
she had her 15 minutes of fame, and we might do something with Holm. Holm is very accessible, so I'm gonna try and get some. I'm gonna try and get her on the phone.
That'd be awesome.
And have her sit in on that. So
ask her some questions.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
yeah, and be truthful with her. Be
Yeah.
like, look, we're not going to freaking cater to you, but
Well-
we're not going to be dicks either. But we're going to ask some hard questions.
Well, see, Holmes, she was, kickboxing champion, Muay Thai champion. She's been around the block,
Right.
but in the other side of the world, not in the United States doing
Right.
that stuff.
She's been around, folks.
She's been around.
She's like the Beach Boys. Round, round, get around, I get around. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to a close on our show, and we want to thank you guys for watching
Thank
Sports Insider with Glenn Spillman and Pasquale Sprague, and everyone from around the world listening to us on Armed Radio. We got Australia, we've got Quebec, we've got Toronto, we've got France. Bonjour, France.
Parlez-vous français?
We had people in Oklahoma. We had all over California, Colorado. We've got Seattle, Washington watching. But hey, go to our website, sportsinsideronline.com, and you could follow us on social media, like our Facebook page. And hey, real quick, we'll do that after we get off the Boston thing. But hey, folks, Boston, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for tuning in. You were listening to us on Armed Radio. We will see you Friday. Peace out. We love you.